Welcome to my math class. Today I handle math contest level questions. Okay. If s equal parentheses n minus 1 times n plus 1 times n squared plus 1 times n to the fourth plus 1 all the way up to n to the 512th power plus 1, then what is the answer? Okay. The value of n is given by eighth root of 8. Then what is the value? Okay. Now stop video and practice. For this one, once you get idea, you can get the answer within 1 minute. So I will give you only 1 minute. Okay. Okay. Let's see. You are ready for math contest or not? Okay. Stop. Okay. Now, did you get the answer? You look at here, n minus 1 times n plus 1 will be n squared minus 1. Okay, factoring problem. If you multiply these two terms, you will get n to the 4 minus 1 again. So same one plus or minus, same one plus or minus, all the way up to here. Then right before here, you will get n to the 512 minus 1. If you multiply these two, you will get n to the 1024 minus 1. So you simplify this into that form. Now you look at here. Whenever you have root sign, then this one will be reciprocal power, which means n equal a to the 1/8 power with that. And the one more, you have 1/8 power. And again, you have 1/8 power. Once you have exponent in this form, you just multiply all exponents. So it will be a to the 512 power. Got it? So you substitute this into here. Then a to the 512 and 1024 power minus 1. Okay. If you simplify this, you will get a to the second power minus 1. Game over, isn't it? Game over, right? Now, okay, number 1. What is the value of t given 1/1 times 2 plus 1/2 times 3 plus 1/3 times 4 all the way up 1/199 times 200. And then number 2, what is the value of t? Now 1/1 times 3 plus 1/2 times 4 1/3 times 5 all the way up to here 1/198 times 200. Okay. Little complicated, but you can do. Okay? Once you find the pattern, it will be kind of simple problems. Now, stop video and practice 5 minutes. Even in math contest, they may give you 5 minutes. Okay? Practice. Stop. Okay, did you try? Now let's try to get the idea. When you have 1 times n, 1/n times n plus 1, if you look at here, what is the difference between n and n plus 1? Just 1. Okay, difference is 1. When you have a certain fraction with the denominator, 1, any number you have here, n times 1 plus 1, difference is 1. Then just this fraction minus that fraction, okay, given here. For example, if you have 1/5 plus 6, 5/6 will be 30, obvious, right? Which one will be same as first one minus 1/6? You separate into two pieces here. One time with the first part of a product form, denominator, and then second one with the denominator, second number here. So 105 minus 106, obviously 1 over 3. Okay, you can separate like that. If not, then you have to make a 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2 times 3 is 6, all the way up to 200 fractions, and then you get common denominator. It's horrible. Okay, you cannot finish the test at all if you go with that way. So you need using this pattern. Now if you look at over here, this one come from first group, this one come from second group, this one from third group, this one come from last group. Now open your eye little wide, and you can see second part of the first one and the first part of the second one minus plus, and again minus plus. So you cancel all of them. Eventually you have 1 over 1 minus 1 over 200. So t will be simplified as 1 over 1 minus 1 over 200, which is with the common denominator 200 over 200. If you simplify, you will get 199 over 200. So this is the answer. Okay, t equals 199 over 200. Now number 2, when you have a fraction with a denominator separable into a times b, then difference of two number you take out outside as a reciprocal, then you'll be same. It means you have 1 over 3 times 5, which means 1 over 15, obvious, right? 1 over 15. Then difference is 2. In this case, you can separate this with 1 over 2, 1 over 3, minus 1 over 5. If you simplify that, it will come out 1 over 15. Let's see it's true or not. 1 over 2 times common denominator 15, so 5 over 15 minus 3 over 15, which is 1 over 2 times 5 minus 3 will be 2 over 15. Now 2 and 2 cancel, which is 1 over 15, obvious, right? So once you get that idea, and one more thing here, when you separate, if you separate with a difference of 2, then all the time at the beginning with a positive sign, 2 of them, at the end with a negative sign, 2 of them will stay there after you cancel with the same value of a positive and negative sign. For example, here you have a 1 over 3 positive, 1 over 3 negative. And then next one will come out over here somewhere 1 over 4 plus 1 over 4 and cancel. So eventually for this question you have t equals 1 over 2 times 1 over 1 plus 1 over 2, 2 over first part, and 2 over negative sign at the end. So you have only 4 fractions left. If not, you're going to write down 200 numbers with a fraction and all different denominators. It's horrible. Okay? If you have only 4 numbers now, much better. Okay? And then you use a calculator to get common denominator and calculate. This one will be the answer. Okay? Now, another one. What is the value of t? 1 over 4 plus 1 over 10 plus 1 over 18, all the way up to 1 over 10,300. And the second one. When you have this kind of polynomial, and let's say solution to that question is a, b, c, d, and e, then what is 1 over a plus 1 over b plus 1 over c plus 1 over d plus 1 over e, okay? Now for these 2 questions, you have a 5 minutes. Try 5 minutes and come back after you try, okay? If you don't stop, you just see my solution, because I just continue. I don't want to stop, okay? So stop now, try 5 minutes and come back. Okay, did you try? as I explained just before, in this case, 1 over n times n plus 3, which means the difference is 3 now, right? So 4 is 1 times 4, and then 10 will be 2 times 5, and then this one will be 3 times 6. So you can rewrite here t as that. 1 over 1 minus 1 over 4 plus 1 over 2 times 1 over 5 plus 1 over 3 plus 1 over 6, and all the way up to 1 over 98 and something, and then okay, 1 over 100 minus 1 over 3. Difference is 3. Okay, each group. As I told you here, when you have a difference 3, at the beginning, 3 positive values will remain, and at the end, 3 negative signs will remain there. So if you simplify after you cancel plus minus sign, eventually you have 6 terms left. At the beginning 3, at the end 3. Okay? So you have 1 over 3 and 1 over 1 plus 1 over 2 plus 1 over 3 minus 1 over 101 minus 1 over 2 minus 1 over 3, and with the 6 fractions you get common denominator and calculator. Okay, that is the answer. Now go over next questions here. Okay, to get the idea clear, let's see here. If you have x squared minus 3x plus 2 equals 0, for example, this one, how do you get solution? To get solution, you factor. Then x will be 1 over 2. Clear? Okay, and which means whenever you have a polynomial, you can factor in single term with factored form. Okay, then when you factor this one, first one is the square and the second is 1 less power, and 1 less power, actually this one is a constant. So when you have a polynomial like that, and you can rewrite with a solution, first one automatically stay here, and the x minus a, x minus b, x minus c, x minus d, x minus e, like that. Okay, and then if you multiply as we saw here, all of them expanded with the highest power to constant, each time 1 less power, 1 less power, 1 less power. Okay, so you can rewrite that, and this one will be expanded to 5x to the fifth, and then minus 3, and all of them, and 1 less power, and 3, and the product of 2 and 1 less power, and product of 3 and 1 less power, and the product of 4 numbers and 1 less power, and product of 5, and then no x term, as we see here, x to the second, x to the first, and the constant. Right? Now, you compare. Actually, this one and that one is the same. Both are the same, right? It means coefficient of x to the fourth power must be same as that. The coefficient of another power must be same as to the power here, even though long one. Okay, so let's see here. Once you get that information, don't stay too much. Okay, they don't want you analyze every single one. Okay, just go back to the question. The question is, what is 1 over a plus 1 over b plus 1 over c, 1 over d, 1 over e? In general, once we have arithmetic problem with fraction, we have to get common denominator. Once you get common denominator, you will get here a, b, c, d, e is a common denominator. Over here you have a, so you multiply your b, c, d, e, b, c, d, e. here you have a B, so A, C, D, E, you have to multiply here, and so on, right? You have that. Now, you go back here. Just before, coefficient of a four product means what? X to the first power, okay? Which is this one and this one must be same. Okay? So this value will be same as minus 11 over 3. You plug in here, and then at the bottom you have A, B, C, D, E product form. This one the last term here, which means same as that. So we have A, B, C, D, E must be 23 over negative 3. Okay, 23 over negative 3. It will be denominator here. So when you replace negative 11 over 3 over negative 23 over 3 and simplify, you would get that. Okay. So more practice, you can go to my website www.A.durkkim.com/study material/challenge math. Then you can see very similar problems, a lot of them. But if you're looking for a certain specific topic, then you go to my website and click index, and from my index you find your interested topic, and then you can practice problems. Okay, thank you for your watching my video.